Welcome back to the Robinson Replay. We are in week 7 of the NFL. We're going over last week, week 6. We have some college football picks, of course, 5 of them, going over 5 of the last week's picks here. What's up, Dad? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
What are you doing? What is
This is what I used to have a mustache. They used to call me Mags. They used to call me Stash, Tubes. A little old school there. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm feeling better this week, so that's a good thing. So I'm ready to go with this, even though I didn't do too bad last week on my picks, but I'm even going to do better this week. Been studying.
Hopefully your camera doesn't crash this time.
Let's hope not. It could.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, first off, we do have some baseball currently going on right now, but
Yes.
This is the standing at the time of the recording, Wednesday night, the 15th of October, and we are breaking away with the semifinals here, with Seattle leading 2-0 and the LA Dodgers leading 2-0.
Yeah. Well, as of right now, it's 7-2 Blue Jays in the top of the 5th, so it may be 2-1 after this. The Dodgers are looking really good. They are on a full bore right now. They are healthy. They were really banged up this season. I read a thing earlier today that said they at one time they had $100 million worth of players on IR during the season, which is more than most teams you pay on a whole payroll. So that goes to show you how banged up they were. And they are really healthy right now. They're pitching well. They're swinging the bats great. So, unfortunately, I hate to say, Luke might be right. I don't say it often, that the Dodgers, I think, are going to win this whole thing. We'll see what happens. But right now it's 2-0 them and 2-0 Seattle, but soon to be 2-1. Yep.
Yeah, I'm in love with my picks. Obviously, looking at the board here, but yeah, LA going all the way. They're my favorite bet to win it all, of course. Here. Yep. Well, we'll keep an eye on that game. The LA doesn't play tonight, right? LA and Milwaukee.
No, they do not.
It's tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Keep an eye on that. And then, so these are the 5 college football games we're going over this week. However, we did go over 5 last week. We had the OSU Illinois game, correct? We both got OSU in that one. Alabama, Missouri, got that one right with Bama winning. And then 3 losses for me. Then after that, Oregon, Indiana, Oklahoma, Texas, and Michigan, USC. I guessed all of those incorrectly. USC beat Michigan, Texas beat Oklahoma, Indiana beat Oregon. You guessed Texas, and I had Oklahoma, so that was the one you did have over me, correct?
No, I had USC.
You had USC, okay.
Yes.
You had Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay. So you had USC.
I said I would take Texas if the guy didn't play, but he did play, and they still lost. Oklahoma. So, I should have just picked Texas and been done with it. But no, it's a rivalry game. That's the way some of those go. And, obviously Texas has a lot to prove because they have not been playing well this year. But, OSU handled Illinois. They definitely look like the number 1 team in the country. Alabama got by Missouri. It was a little back and forth. The one that really surprised me the most really was that Indiana-Oregon game. That Indiana really came out and they sent a message. I mean, that to go across country and play in the Oregon Ducks stadium, that showed me a lot. So I was impressed by that victory for sure. So my boy Pat took a 0-2 that day. He of course he's a big Ducks fan and a big Michigan fan. He took the 0-2, but he got me back on Sunday with the Pittsburgh victory over the Clowns. So
Yeah, well, of course, we'll get into that later. Picks for this week here in college football. We got some tough games.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before we started the pod here, some tough games to predict. Who knows what could happen? The first game is number 10 LSU at number 17 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is favored here at home by 2.5 at First Bank Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Who you got?
Well, a lot of these games are going to be close. I really think they're going to be a lot of close games. I mean, you can see the first 3 games were SEC teams. So I think Vandy's got the advantage being at home. That's why they got their minus 2.5. But I'm going to go with the Tigers on this one and take LSU to squeak by them. We'll see what happens.
Squeak by. Yeah, this is a really tough game. Obviously, all of these are pretty tough, but being home with Vanderbilt and having faith in my man Pavia under the helm, I think.
Wow, front of the Pavia.
Who doesn't know Pavia?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Vandy's gonna pull it off and get the dub in that one.
All right.
So that's my prediction. Yep. Next is number 5 Ole Miss at number 14 Georgia. This is an amazing matchup here at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Who you got? This is the College Game Day game of the week.
This is undefeated.
Yeah.
Georgia's 1 losses to Alabama. The big thing is they're playing between the hedges. That's what it's called there at Georgia. Playing between the hedges. That's the little trees they have on the side of the field. They call it playing between the hedges of the game. I'm going to take Georgia, the home team here. Ole Miss has been just getting by, and I think it's time for them to run into a buzzsaw here and the Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm going to take Georgia.
Going to take Georgia. Do you think the spread is a little too high for this one, being such a close matchup? Maybe
I think maybe this would be maybe like the first game, like minus 2.5 Georgia, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But 8.5 I thought was going to be a little high. But
I do think 8.5 is pushing. I love plus 8.5. But honestly, I think I'm taking Ole Miss money line on this one.
Really? Wow.
I think Ole Miss with their running game with Kawan Lacey. He has 587 rushing yards this season with 126 carries and 8 touchdowns on the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have a day in Georgia and show out big for an Ole Miss victory. Like you said, 5-0, right? So far.
Yep.
So
I like Stockton and the Georgia Bulldogs. Stockton.
All right. Next one, number 11, Tennessee at number 6, Alabama. Alabama is the favorite by 7.5 at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. Who you got?
Yeah, this is one of the games, same games. I mean, I think both these teams have 1 loss, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna take with the home team. I'm gonna take Bama at home. I do like. I tell you what, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would take Tennessee plus 7.5. That's a lot of points. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent spread there to get the plus.
Yeah.
I
but
see
I'm gonna
that
take Bama.
for sure. Mm-hmm. All right. I think reviewing this game here, Tennessee's QB Joey Aguilar has 5 interceptions on the season. But he does have 14 touchdowns, whereas Alabama QB Ty Simpson has only 1 interception and he has 16 touchdowns. So, yeah, he has, and I think Alabama has a chip on their shoulder from the beginning of the season. A lot of people saying that they're far from what they used to be, fallen from grace. And so I'm going Alabama at home, beating Tennessee in this one. Next one is number 20, USC at number 13, Notre Dame at Notre Dame Stadium up there in Indiana. Notre Dame is the favorite by 8.5. Who you got?
Man, it's like a similar play in all these, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Notre Dame, but I really like the points for USC. USC's been playing really good. They looked really good against Michigan. I think they could even beat Michigan by more last week. Notre Dame, though, has been playing good ball, especially the last 2-3 games here.
But they haven't played anybody.
I'm going to
go Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the home field advantage there, that's big. Pretty heavy favorite, higher ranked team. I think USC has had a tougher schedule and continues to have a tough schedule later in the season. They play Oregon as well, and I think they're on a roll right now with that big win against Michigan. Um, Notre Dame lost their first two games against ranked opponents, and this is
Yep.
the only other ranked opponent on their schedule that they are playing at this time at least.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna go USC. I think USC will show out and get the road victory.
Yeah, but if you look at it too, Notre Dame, they lost to Miami and they lost to Texas A&M, the number 2 and the number 3 team in the country. That's why I don't think USC is quite as good as those two teams. So that's why I'm giving Notre Dame the edge.
Okay, yeah, I see that for sure. It's a tough one. Next game is number 23 Utah at number 15 BYU. Utah is the favorite by 3.5 at Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah.
Well, it's the Battle of Utah here, basically.
Yep, yep.
I like BYU at home, but I'm going to have to go with U and take Utah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Utah has been on a roll for sure. Their QB Evan Dampier is the transfer from New Mexico. Played at New Mexico the last 2 seasons. Transferred this year. Dude is a dog, a dual threat QB. He currently has 1,131 passing yards, 11 passing touchdowns, 378 rushing yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's crazy. That's
Mhm.
insane for
Good numbers,
a
to
dual
say the
threat
least.
QB like that. I think the Utes are going to roll in Provo and defeat BYU. And yeah, that's it for our college slate right there. So you had Utah
Should
as
be a
well.
good week of games for sure. Also, Washington plays Michigan this week.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a decent game. Washington is not as bad as people think. They're going to give Michigan a little fit there at home. Should be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Ohio State, of course, has another cupcake against Wisconsin.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it's like you haven't even heard anything about the game because they're favored by like 28.
Yeah,
And
something ridiculous.
Wisconsin is just, they have fallen from the grace of a top 3 or 4 Big Ten school, just like Penn State, another team that's just fallen down the toilet. Fired their coach this week, So, needless to say, the two heavy hitters that used to be on top 5 of the Big Ten are now going downhill quickly.
Yeah. Yep. Big Ten is shaken up a little bit like that. But we will go on to our week 6 picks here. As you can see, Mark was 10-5 and I was 5-10, literally opposites this week. After a terrible week last week, Dad, I gotta say that you recovered quite well.
Yeah, except for those last 3 games were killers for me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Eagles, Cowboys, they were heavy favorites too. But, I was the Lions game. I just really thought the Lions would come out and play a little better than they did. Chiefs are really starting to click. I tell you what, they look really good. And I hate to say that because I don't like them because I'm sick of watching them every playoff game. And that Commanders game, oh my goodness. They just gave the game up at the end. I know it was raining and everything.
They fumbled that, no pun intended.
Yeah, they fumbled it, all right. They fumbled right at about the 50-yard line. Chicago goes down, kicks the field goal, wins the game with no time left. It was like, whew. And Atlanta looked really good against the Bills. Let me tell you, whew, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up with the Bills?
Yeah, the Bills are struggling. They need a go-to receiver. They're gonna need to make some kind of transaction here in the wide receiver room before the trade deadline, which is, I believe, November 4th. So they have to make a trade deadline acquisition at the receiver spot. They are really down. They had Josh Palmer go down during that game, and they just don't look good. They were Allen was getting tons of pressure, and he was just throwing it up there. And Shakir, he can't do it alone. Dalton Kincaid was out that game. He needs to be in there. So yeah, they definitely need some offensive, to help Allen out because they don't really have much. Cook has been last 2 games has sort of been not in the game plan, and I'm not sure why. A couple games there he was doing wonderful. Now all of a sudden it just seemed like he just sort of gone away. So I really need to think they need to get back to their running the ball, doing some more play action pass, do some screens, and get back to the Bills mafia football.
Yeah. How about the Eagles Giants there? The
Yeah.
duo of Scattaboo and Jackson Dart prevailed against one of the best teams in the league there.
Well, yeah, right now I don't know who the best team is anymore, to be honest with you, because now they've lost 2 in a row too, the Eagles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, Dart looked well. Thing is, Dart and Scattaboo take way too many hits, and they won't have a long shelf life if they keep getting hit like they're hitting. I mean,
true.
Scattaboo, he looks dazed and confused all the time, and he was taking shot after shot. I mean, he thinks
nuts.
He literally thinks he's a bowling ball. He'll be a vegetable by the time he's 30. But I mean, he's a great player and everything, and Dart's a great player too. He looks like the real deal right now. I heard they said if they hit a redraft right now that he probably would have been the number 1 pick in the draft, which many teams passed on him, like my Browns and Steelers and all these other teams that needed quarterbacks. So yeah, but I think he's going to do well. They got a tough matchup this week, but we'll see. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did have our first head coach firing of the season.
Yes, I was wrong on it.
Tennessee.
I thought it was going to be the guy from Miami,
McDaniels,
and I was wrong. But I think there's going to be a couple more here with the buys coming up. If these teams keep going down, aka also known as the Browns, they may have some midseason firings here. We'll see what happens with that one, too. It's a little preview of the Miami Browns Suck Bowl later in the week here. So we'll talk more about that later also. But, yeah, there's a lot of coaches on the hot seat.
Yeah, coaches on the hot seat. Teams got to perform or it's done. But there's still plenty of time left for the season. And so if you're gonna fire a coach at this stage, then you got to do it now. But if it's too late, then it's like what's the point? You don't have a season left to play for, right?
Yeah, well, that's what most of these teams in the cellar are going to be in the cellar when the end of the year comes. So I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, some of these teams need a whole new front office, new coach, new players. It's it's a lot for some of these teams.
Yeah, it's just a lot to say though that you're gonna camp out the rest of the season.
I know there's 11 games,
7.
11 weeks left. So 11 weeks left. This is only week 7 coming up. So we've only gone through 6 weeks of this. So yeah, it's hard to tell your fan base, your players, your front office, the people that work for you, hey, we're pretty much giving up, so we're going to fire our coach.
Yeah.
It's hard to do in week 6. You're not even halfway through. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, we have a great week 7 slate right here. In case you were wondering, on the season right here, we have the records. Mark is 53 wins, 37 losses, and I have 47 wins and 43 losses in week 6 there. So a little bit of a breakaway for you there.
Yeah, thanks for sucking last week. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was a little too bold with my picks. I picked some underdogs that was very bold of me, and it did not pay out. I don't think any of them paid out, actually.
Well, sometimes you'll have that.
Yeah. Well, now in week 7, we have the slate starting off with an AFC North game right here. We have the Thursday night game at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati with the Steelers and the Bengals. The Steelers are the favorite by 5.5 points. Who you got in this one?
Oh boy, this is a tough one for me. This game reminds me of last week's Thursday night game. This is like the Eagles against the Giants right now here. This is what this game reminds me of. Steelers are the Eagles. The Giants are the Bengals. I'm really torn on this game, even though you think it'd be easy, just pick the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think another week of practice for Flacco, getting there. The only thing is I just worry about that offensive line for the Bengals that really just worries the hell out of me.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so, and the Bengals defense is just horrific.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hendrickson is questionable.
yes, he is questionable. You're right on that one.
Yep. But Shamar Stewart is coming back after four games missed with an ankle injury.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the Steelers. I'm very reluctant on this one because I really think this game could go either way. Just because Cincinnati has the weapons to score at will, and they could score at will against Pittsburgh if they just give Joe Flacco some time. So they may have to do a little adjustment, maybe not go for too many long balls, maybe go some crossing routes, stuff off the line, 10 yards, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go Steelers.
I have to agree with you there. Honestly, my gut, my first pick initial reaction was the Bengals in this one. But after doing a bit more research into it, I think the Steelers are probably going to win this one. I like the Bengals at home, but I just don't too much going on for the Bengals. Unfortunately, Joe Flacco still new to the team, even though he's a veteran in the league. He's done well historically against Pittsburgh.
He's actually
obviously
11-11 against the Steelers in his career. 11-11.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's not that good then.
No,
but
it's 500.
Yeah, but for the Steelers,
he knows the Steelers. That's the thing. It's not like this is a team that these guys know each other. And actually, when it came out this week, the Steelers head coach Tomlin was ticked about how the Browns traded Flacco to the Bengals. Basically, he was your starting quarterback to start the year, and you trade him after 5 weeks. You trade him
to your divisional opponent,
and you change it to a divisional opponent. So I think he was ticked off for a couple reasons. First of all, I think he's thinking, hey, if Browning's in there, I think I got a really good shot.
Yeah.
But with Flacco knows the Steelers. Flacco knows everything. Flacco's a veteran. He knows the game.
Yeah. So, honestly, if Browning was starting here, I don't think I would have thought
twice
about it. If
Browning's starting here, it would have been a no doubt Steelers.
Yeah.
But with Flacco and his, being a veteran and everything, that's the thing that sort of worries me. But I'm going to go, like I said, I'm sticking with the Steelers. But yeah, the coach was really ticked off about that this week. They had a big thing about it on the news.
Yeah, that was interesting to see for sure. I'd be ticked off too. But the Bengals with Flacco is that X factor. They were picking it up in the second half against the Packers. They almost came back and won that game actually. So crazy to see. But Hendrickson is questionable. We'll see if he plays for the Bengals. Also, the Bengals have injuries to their tight end Mike Gesicki, and also even their backup tight end Tanner Hudson as well. So that's not boding well for them.
If you need a pickup,
I'm picking the Steelers.
You might want Noah.
Yeah. Well, a tough pick, but we're both picking the Steelers on this one.
We're both on the same route, though, for sure. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I lost this.
Yeah, me either, because I would love to see the Steelers lose. By the way, it's now 9-2. 9-2, top of the 6th. Toronto.
Okay, well, back on to week 7. We have another London game at Wembley Stadium. We have the Rams at the Jaguars. The Jaguars have played many times in London before. I'd say they're the home team in London. Have a good.
I think they're the most international team that's played ever, almost every year since they've been doing this. So
yeah, I think it's their owner. Their owner really wants that. Yeah. But yeah, so the Rams are favored by 3.5. Who do you have in this one?
See, this is a pick'em game to me. The Jags, I know they stumbled a little bit last week against Seattle. I really think they're coming around as a team, though. I like the Rams, but they are minus Puka. Puka is out for this game.
Is he out for sure or questionable?
He is out for sure.
Okay.
So, with that and knowledge, I'm still going to take the Rams.
Oof.
Yes, I'm still taking the Rams.
Even with Tutu Atwell questionable?
Tutu, that's fine. Your you can put on your Tutu. If you need to pick up a flyer, that'd be Winnington, wide receiver from the Rams. If you're looking for a flyer to take over for Puka, I mean, Adams will get more balls, obviously. Williams, the running back, he'll keep towing the rock. So I know Blake Corum is hurt; they're back up a little bit, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. This is a pick'em game, though.
Yeah, it is a pick'em, and I'm going to pick the Jaguars. I like the Jaguars. I expressed it last week, and they lost. So I think they're gonna get this one. Like I've said before, they're comfortable playing in London. It's almost a home game for them at this point. It's an every year thing.
Yeah.
And what?
The Jaguars coaches also came out and said that he's going to start. Hunter is going to start receiving more offensive plays. So he's going to be included in more games, even though Brian Thomas is starting to show himself a little bit more like the Brian Thomas of last year. But Hunter is going to start getting some more reps on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. So even more reason for my Jaguars pick there.
Yeah,
Nakua out.
Right.
Tutu questionable.
I've said reason in the world why I should pick the Jaguars, and I'm still picking the Rams. Sort of stupid, but that's my.
You never know. I'm not the biggest Matt Stafford believer right now at this point in the season either. So I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah, they didn't look that good against the Ravens, even though they won.
Yeah. Next game is the Patriots at the Titans. In Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. Patriots are the favorite by 7.5 points.
Yeah, well, of course, Tennessee is the team that just fired their coach, Callahan. And, of course, this is the Vrabel Bowl. Oh, by the way, Toronto just hit a 3-run home run to go up 12-2.
Oof.
So you can mark that series down as 2-1. Anyways, yeah, this is the Vrabel Bowl. Vrabel coming back to Tennessee. You know, some things have been said about how they're not honoring him, and then they asked him something came up about how he doesn't even own a piece of Tennessee Titans gear anymore. He goes, I'm not a big memorabilia kind of guy, so I got rid of all my stuff. So there's a little animosity between the two teams, I think, a little bit. And since I think New England is definitely the better team overall than Tennessee, even though stats show replacing a coach in the middle of the year or during the season, the next game that they play, Tennessee, the team that fired their coach would win. I'm not going with it. I'm going with the Vrabel Bowl in New England.
Interesting stat there. I like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I like the Patriots in this one. Titans are not the better team. Patriots are the better team in this one. Even though Titans are home, loving Drake May this year. He's really shown out, stepping into himself. He
looked really good this week.
He's got 10 touchdowns, 1,522 passing yards this season. He's doing really well, and I think he will get the dub in Tennessee there.
Yes.
So we're both going with the Patriots there in that one.
All right.
And you're going. All right. Next game is the Saints at the Bears at Soldier Field. The Bears are the favorite by 4.5 points.
Yeah. The Saints just can't win a game. And coming up to the Windy City, getting out of that dome, even though the Bears were handed a gift last week, I think the Bears will dominate New Orleans, and I'm going to take the Bears over the Saints.
Yep, I'm taking the Bears as well. I'm surprised the spread isn't a little bit wider in this one.
Yeah,
I think the Bears are the better team, but I don't know, maybe there's something to it there. I think Williams to Odunze has been a really great connection this year. Odunze has 5 touchdowns this year, so I am going to go with the Bears at home. Next one is the Miami Dolphins at the Cleveland Browns at Huntington Bank Field. You'll be there. What do you think?
This is the poop emoji bowl. I mean, both teams 1-5. The Browns just don't look good on offense. They look terrible. All their passes are 10 yards or less. Dylan Gabriel's hanging his players out to dry. David Njoku is out for this game, more than likely. Hasn't been declared out, but I'm saying more than likely he is out. He didn't practice today. Tua is throwing words about how people aren't, going to meetings and doing certain things with his team, calling people out, players out. Both of these teams are in the toilet bowl right now, and they're both going downhill quickly. This game is supposed to be played in heavy rain, possibly. So for that reason only, I'm taking the Browns just because I think that Judkins will have a great game of running, even though probably A-Chain will also. I just think at home, I'm going to give them the edge and give it to the Browns, even though either one of them definitely could win this game.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for sure. Kills me to pick the Browns, but I am picking the Browns on this one. I think if the Browns lose this one, I'm not going to pick the Browns any game remaining this season, and I think I'll stand by that. I think that they probably won't be favored for the rest of their schedule as well.
They will be. They
probably
will be.
The easiest game.
Yeah,
who else do they play that would?
This starts their easy schedule because now then after this they have New England next week. Then they have a bye, and they also have Tennessee on their schedule, the Ravens on their schedule. They have Cincinnati on their schedule. So they got some easier games. They still have to play Pittsburgh again after last week. They got to play the Bills yet, 49ers. So, they still have some easier games to play, but this could be one of their easier ones if they make it that way. We'll see. Obviously, both coaches are in the hot seat.
Yeah. Myles Garrett's questionable. I'm assuming he's playing.
He hurt his elbow. He was limited or didn't practice today, but they always rest him and Bitonio and all them during the week. Conklin has a concussion. He didn't practice. The tackle position for the Browns has been awful. You just don't have any tackles. So I think they need to do, like I said before, more crosses, more screens. If they're going to only throw 10 yards or less, they're going to really mix it up a little bit more rather than just throw it. A guy run out 4 yards, turn around, and throw him the ball. I mean, it's like a junior high playbook. It's ridiculous. All right, sorry, I ran it a little bit on that one.
Nope, you're good. Crazy that we're both picking the Browns in that one, but hey, we are. Next game here is the Panthers at the Jets at MetLife Stadium in New York. Well, isn't the stadium technically in New Jersey? Is it?
It's in New Jersey, yes.
It's in New Jersey? Okay.
Yes.
Funny enough. Panthers are the favorite by 1.5, so basically toss up here. Who you got?
Well, the Jets have yet to win a game, and I don't see them winning this game either. Their offense is putrid. I mean, last week, I think they had 15 yards of offense at halftime. I mean, Justin Fields has just looked terrible. Carolina, they had a 30 spot against, they beat Atlanta. They beat Dallas last week at home. Rico Dowdle has looked wonderful. Hubbard is supposed to be coming back. And if he did, they'll do more of a 50-50 split or who's hot. So, they're really running the ball well at Carolina. I think the Carolina will blow them out. Wilson for the Jets receiver, he is out.
Okay, good to know. Yeah,
yes.
Like you said, Chuba is back, even though Rico has had over the past 2 games 473 yards rushing, which is a team record in a 2-game span.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. That's pretty crazy right there. So I mean, that alone and the Jets sucking this year, I'm picking the Panthers for sure. Next game is the Eagles at the Vikings. The Eagles are the favorite by 1.5 points at the Vikings at the U.S. Bank Stadium. He's going to start for sure. Has that been announced?
Well, it's not been announced, but either way, I think the Eagles defense will pressure whoever the quarterback is enough that they'll be able to win this game, even though I do like the Vikings D. And the Eagles still haven't got it all together on offense, but I think they're going to stop the bleeding this week, so I'm going to go Eagles over the Vikings.
Eagles over the Vikings. I'm gonna pick the Vikings in this one. From what I was seeing, DJ was still limited in practice. I just think I think they're gonna go with Wentz just based on how well he has been doing, and don't want to rush back JJ at this time. I'd say has been 69 for 100 with 759 passing yards and 5 touchdowns just in the past few weeks here. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings at home. I think the bleeding is not done for the Eagles,
Okay.
and they're gonna bleed some more, but then bounce back, I think. So
yes. Okay, we'll see.
All right.
That's why we pick the games.
Yep, that's why we see. Next game is the Raiders at the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Biggest spread of the week that I'm seeing here. Chiefs are favored by 12.5 points.
Yes, I predict KC will blow them out. It's going to be 14 plus. Rashid Rice is back.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City starting to look like their old Kansas City, like I said earlier. Unfortunately, and I just think that with Mr. Turnover Machine, Geno Smith, I still believe Brock Bowers is going to be out for this game. I just don't see it. Nothing tells me that Oakland has a chance in this game. I should say Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I was thinking Oakland Raiders. But yeah, Kansas City, they play anywhere near what they did on Monday Night Football. That's a Sunday Night Football. That was Sunday Night Football. Against the Lions, they will crush the Raiders. So I'm going KC.
Yep, I'm going Kansas City as well. I think we all thought the Raiders are going to be a little bit better at the start of the season, and they've really been a dud. And yeah, Kansas City's back doing what Kansas City does. Rice is back as well. So yeah, all signs point to another Chiefs victory. Next game here is the Giants at the Broncos at Empower Field at Mile High. The Broncos are the favorite by 7.5 points in this one. Who you got?
Well, like I said before, I really like the Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, not trio, Jesus, duo. And but not in this game. The Denver defense is just so good. I mean, I watched a little bit of that crummy game from London last week against the Jets. It was boring as heck, but that's because that defense on Denver balls out. They're that good.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is still not looking very good on this overall. I mean, Cortland Sutton had like one catch for 17 yards. They're not, even what didn't look very good either. Dobbins, the running back, but I'll tell you what, I just got to go Denver at home, Mile High defense. That's my pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at home plays a big factor, obviously, in Denver, always at the Mile High. But yeah, like you said, Broncos defense has been incredible. The defense is actually number 1 in sacks in the league, number 1 in third downs, and also number 1 in the red zone.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing, and as much as I like the Giants right now, I can't pick against Denver in this one at home, so I am picking the Broncos as well on this one. All right, next game is the Colts at the Chargers at SoFi Stadium in LA. The Chargers are the favorite by 2.5 points. It's a pretty close one. What do you think?
Yeah, this game is a coin tosser for me. I really like the way Daniel Jones obviously has been playing. I mean, because their backup, I don't know if you heard about that. He fractured his orbital bone with the stretch bands while warming up to play the game last week. Richardson, their backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
it snapped, broke, hit him in the eye, and he fractured his orbital bone, and he is now on the IR for the next 4 games. So,
Man,
yeah,
it
that,
can't get
and
worse
then
for the guy.
also their cornerback was run into in warm-ups, and he got knocked out of the game. So, not that the one quarterback played, but obviously Richardson wouldn't play unless there's an injury. But I do like Daniel Jones a lot. I love Taylor. He's an amazing running back. Colts defense is good, but I just think that Hubert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. And if they protect him, he is a top 5 quarterback. And Ladd McConkey had a great game last week. Vidal now seems like he's the running back for the Chargers. Would be a good pickup in your leagues if you need a running back. So I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Chargers, okay. I do have that Hampton is out, and also
Oh yeah, he's been out. Yeah,
Quentin Johnston is questionable in this one
mm-hmm.
for the Chargers. I'm loving the Colts lately. Daniel Jones is my guy in fantasy after Joe Burrow had his injury, so I'm loving how Daniels is playing. He looks great out there, and I'm gonna keep picking the Colts. I'm picking the Colts at SoFi.
I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're going with the Chargers. I'm going with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Next game is the Packers at the Cardinals at State Farm Stadium in Arizona. Packers are the favorite by 6.5 points. What you got?
Murray had a limited practice today. Harrison is in concussion protocol. Jacoby Brissett did have a great game last week. He was flinging the rock around pretty nice. It seemed like he spread out the ball really nice compared to what Murray does. So it almost could be a blessing and a curse if Murray doesn't play. I think they may be better off, which is sort of scary. And I just think the Packers are a better team than Arizona. So I'm going to go with them.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the Packers as well. Yeah, Kyler Murray, questionable, limited in practice. The Packers, they haven't been as good as they should be. They've been struggling just a little bit, but still winning.
Well, Josh Jacobs is a stud. I mean, if you got him on your fantasy team, he could be carrying your fantasy team for you for sure. So between him, I mean, I know a lot of people that did the Taylor Jacobs draft, or they did the what's his name from the 49ers. So that's why I'm taking Green Bay.
All right. Taking Green Bay, both taking Green Bay there. All right.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I know McCaffrey.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, guess
I don't know
what?
why
You couldn't
I
say
said
him
no to
either.
that either.
All right.
That's funny.
Anyways, back to
best
life
running
here.
back in the league. Next game is the Commanders at the Cowboys. Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. The Commanders are the favorite by 1.5 points.
This is a tough game for me. I mean, Washington handed the game over to the Bears. Dallas handed the game over to Carolina. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game because Dallas's defense is awful. So just because their defense is worse than the Washington defense, I'm going with Washington. But CeeDee Lamb might be back for this game. He practiced today. So should be interesting because Pickens has been having huge games. Ferguson too, and Lamb will throw Lamb back in the mix here. We'll see what happens. It's all, but make sure on Sundays though you're checking about 11:30 in the morning to check these to make sure if they're in or not.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? But I'm gonna go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this is a must-win game for the Dallas Cowboys in this one. Deebo Samuel is questionable, and also the Commanders' sack leader Armstrong is also questionable in this one. Beat up a little bit right there.
McLaren is practicing too, by the way. McLaren is practicing this week, they said.
Okay. But with that being said, there, I think the Cowboys are gonna pull this one off at home. I think it's a must-win game. Keep their season alive. they can't keep losing like they are. And I like the Cowboys at home, but you're taking the Commanders. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll
All
see.
right.
Next here is the Falcons at the 49ers. We got the Sunday night game. Stadium. The 49ers are the favorite by 2.5 points.
Yeah.
What's your pick?
This is another tough one for me. San Francisco, the games that they've been winning, and they've been winning by very little, and they have very little room for error. They're a banged up unit, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Well, not on the defensive side of the ball. They lost their number one linebacker, Fred Warren, this week. He's out for the year. Joey Bosa's out, or not Joey. Yeah, Joey. Is it Joey or what's the other Bosa? Well, Bosa
Nick.
is out for the year. The wide receivers are a mess. Bourne has been the most consistent wide receiver for San Francisco. Purdy is supposed to play. Jennings is playing with broken ribs. Pearsall may come back this week. So this is a team that just has too many injuries for me. I'm going to go with Atlanta, even though Atlanta is a two-man show. It's Robinson and London. They did everything for them on Monday Night Football, and they won the game. So I'm going to go with them over the 49ers.
Yeah, Atlanta definitely had a huge win last week. So who is going to be the starter at this time? I know Purdy is limited in practice.
He had practice today. Yeah, you don't know because I
Still
also
up in the air.
Jones
Max
is
been
really
playing good.
But he's really banged up too. I don't think
He is banged. Yeah, no, they were both limited in practice today.
Yeah. So
yeah, with that being said, I like the Falcons as well. And this one, after a big win, it's a good Falcons team out there last week. And so yeah, I like the Falcons in this one with a banged up 49ers.
Defense. Yeah, definitely. The way that Falcons defense was putting pressure on Allen last week, if they do that to San Francisco, San Francisco could be in some trouble.
All right, we got 2 Monday night games here. Yet again.
But these are a little more separated. This is 7 and 10.
Yeah.
Usually it's been like 7-15, 8-15. So.
First one is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Detroit is the favorite by 5.5 points. We got some injuries for the Buccaneers though.
There's a lot of injuries in this one. You got Abuka, who's out. Evans is going to start practicing. Bucky's out. Godwin's out. But Baker just finds a way to win. He finds ways to win. And it's really hard for me to pick against him for how good he's done this year. But I am going to take the Lions at home. I just think overall they're the better overall team right now based upon injuries. So I'm going to have to go with the Lions with a bounce back game at home against the Buccaneers.
Yeah. If it wasn't for injuries, I would probably be going with the Buccaneers. But with that being said, I think I'm going to go with Detroit in this one.
Yeah.
Both of these quarterbacks have some of the highest statistics in the league right now for passing yards, touchdowns, everything like that, and an MVP possible season for our man Baker there. So
yeah, it's sad.
It
pains me every time, but I wish him well, and I want him to do so well. I want him to make the Super Bowl somehow. That'd be amazing.
That would be great, but we'll just have to see. But we're both picking Detroit in this one. So, second Monday night game, we have the Texans at the Seahawks at Lumen Field. Seahawks are the favorite, but only by 3.5 points.
I thought maybe it was more of a schematic thing for him that he did so well in Minnesota, but he's proving that he's can still throw the deep ball. I mean, Smith and Jigba had a 61-yarder. Last week. It really looked good overall. The Texans are still, to me, they don't have a running game. They're really sort of and the offense just still isn't clicking enough for me. And I'm going to go with the 12th man. They call their fans the 12th man in Seattle, and that's what I'm going with.
I'm going with the 12th man as well. Loving the Seahawks in this one. Sam Darnold, like you said, has had an amazing year at the Seahawks. Who would have thought? He's 114 for 161 on completions with 11 touchdowns and 1,541 passing yards. Of course, in Jigba, he
is a wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
He is top 3, I believe, in the league right now. I'm not sure if he might be number 1.
He has only 3 touchdowns on the season. Still pretty good. 3 touchdowns. He has 42 receptions and 696 yards receiving yards there. So
through 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
So at that rate, he's going to be doing really well by the end of the season.
Yep. My anytime touchdown for the week is Njigba. Anytime touchdown. So that's my go-to right there, and I'm going to the Seahawks as well.
All right.
Who's your anytime
touchdowns? I got one right last week, and I got one wrong, by the way, on my anytime touchdowns. I said Barkley and Jacobs last week. Jacobs had one. Barkley did not, which was disappointing to say the least, but that's okay. I'm going to go with Odunze for the Bears, and I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt for the Kansas City Chiefs as my sleeper.
Yeah, last week I had Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe I said, anytime touchdown, which he did not get. And then I forget my other one.
Yeah, you got to write these down, sir.
Yeah, got to write it down next time. But yeah, and Njigba is my only anytime TD this week. We do have 2 teams on the bye this week. Much needed bye for these 2 teams.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. Much needed bye. Well, that's NFL Week 7. You got anything else?
That's about all I got. We meshed the injury stuff with the picks this week.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a little more unified, and I think I'll do it.
Yeah, they'll do it. Our longest one yet, I believe here, or maybe the first one was a little bit longer.
Our first one was 1 hour and 15 minutes. How long is this one?
Oh yeah, this one is 58 minutes.
Oh yeah, we gotta cut it.
Yeah, we gotta cut it a little bit. All right, peace, everybody.
Later. Bye.